Hello YouTube, and I'm back. Sorry for the long wait, but I'm here now to give you my quick and free thoughts on Scam Spain Season 4 and on Druck Season 5. To kind of update you on my thoughts on Scam Spain this season, I feel like I probably like this season more than other people, and I know that's going to be a very unpopular reason, maybe because I'm biased towards this remake. You can say that. Oh well. But I do have criticisms, like really genuine criticisms. The whole Kasim and Lucas stuff, did not like it. I feel like that could have been cut from the whole entire season, and this season would have been 10 times better. It would have been way better. The themes that they're working on with when it came to Amira and her parents, Amira and the Girl Squad, Amira and the girls at Labas, Amira and Danny, to me, yes, give me more of that. The whole Kasim and Lucas stuff, no. That could have easily been cut. If they were not going to do anything that was pertinent to Amira or to really build upon what she's already going through, that I'm not here for it. I feel like Kasim should have been a friend to Amira and should have been an extra confidant to her, especially when she's going through, especially when she's dating Danny, and the conundrum of she's a Muslim, Danny's not Muslim, obviously he's white, and her kind of having someone who is kind of going through the same thing as she's going through. It's not the same exact thing, but it's similar. Kasim is gay, but he's in the closet. He's dating Lucas, who's also not Muslim. They're kind of doing things that they know that, quote unquote, they're not supposed to do, but they're doing it anyway. And I feel like they should have built a friendship off of that with them too, and kind of talking to it, because they don't have anyone else to really talk to about it other than those two. And I feel like they really dropped the ball there. And I feel like Kasim could have come out as a way better character than he did at the last one. And I hate the way that they kind of treated him. I mean, they try to make, the actor is great. And I feel like, the character is supposed to be this nice character. But the way they have him treat Amira is really unfair. And I just don't like how it wrapped up. It was too quick. There was no one-on-one scene with them, like, really kind of cementing kind of any sort of, kinship or friendship or anything. It was just kind of there, and it left me really unsatisfied. I feel like if they cut that out, concentrated on Amira and her parents, Amira and Chris, Amira and Danny, Amira and the Girl Squad, and Amira and Labas girls, oh my god, this season would have been 100 times better. It would have been a million times better. Once they got back towards her and the Girl Squad towards the end, I was like, yes, this is what the season should have been about, but it wasn't, unfortunately. And they kind of dropped the whole plot line of the Girl Squad not understanding Amira for the whole Kasim thing, which I feel like they should not have done. That should have been investigated more. And I just feel like, to me, he wasn't a character that shouldn't have been added if they were not going to make him a confidant or a friend to Amira, to have someone there to have something in common with her when it came to her wrestling with her religious identity and her dating Danny. But other than that, I enjoyed the stuff that I really enjoyed a whole lot. Like her and the Girl Squad, her Labas girls, her and Danny, I really enjoyed. That's another kind of controversial topic, but I think the way they handled that part of the season was great. That was fantastic. The conversations that they had together and let Amira have agency and speak her mind and speak the truth of what she believes in, amazing. The stuff with her family, her parents, amazing. Stuff with her, Labas, talking about her jabs every single time, or talking about anything, amazing. I feel like that was great. I'm happy that they gave her friends who are, there for her. This place, I wish they could have gave us some way more of that, especially after, everything that happened, and it's the whole thing with Kasim and Lucas, and that whole entire thing is the reason why we don't see the Bass girls towards mid or the end of the season. It just really sucks that was kind of the thorn this season. It's like every single Sauna season, there is always something that goes way underdeveloped or it's not fulfilling, and it's always just like, why can't y'all just, I don't know, just write a good story for the character? I mean, damn. Of course, there will be certain things that they probably don't get right when it comes to this religion or when it comes to this character. But God, can we just please just write a good story for this character and let the storytelling be great, let all the themes come together. But alas, that didn't happen with this season, and that did disappoint me. But, I am, probably biased for this remake. Like I said, I did like it. The stuff that I liked over trumps the stuff I didn't like in certain aspects. Some of the stuff that I didn't like does kind of irk me, but it's like, okay, but you excelled here, so I'll give you that. But alas, I still think Scam Spain is a great remake. I will miss it. I do miss it. Chris and Joanna are still like my top, OTPs in the Scam universe. And I do love every single character on that show. Even though the way they wrote Lucas' season was really kind of I just didn't like it. But anyway, other than that, I still think Scam Space is like one of my favorite remakes, and I will miss it dearly. And yeah, so let's go on to Druck. Now, Druck has season 5. It's an original season. It's based on Nora, who is the sister of Kiki, who is the remake of Vilde. Now, we've already had a kind of quote-unquote sister of a Vilde season from Scam France. Now, they came up with this idea probably, I think, before Scam France did. So it's really weird on how even this parallel even exists. Is really weird. But anyway, so my thoughts on Druck season 5. Amazing. Finally, we get a season on a character that has mental illness. And I think the way they developed that from episode 1 throughout the end of the season was great. The character of Nora is really amazing. The actress is great. The new friend group, the Cash Queens with Ava, Fatu, and Milan are great. I think the way they brought in the new characters for this new generation, I think, are very interesting, and we kind of get a really kind of good dynamic of them right off the bat, and it really brings in a new freshness to the show. And dare I may say it, this is the best new original Scam season out there. Trust me on this, it is, because up until this point, before I started watching Druck season 5, I was like, is this gonna, the true thing will be Druck, because I feel like with Druck, it's one of my favorite remakes also, is that, they did their original 4 seasons, ending last year, and I always thought that when they made changes, it made sense, and I understand what they're trying to do. Sometimes they would change stuff mid-season or towards the end, to where it's like, oh, y'all should have tried to do this earlier so it would make sense story-wise. I understand what you're trying to do, but it didn't really stick the landing here. And I feel like they wanted to really carve their own path, but they were kind of surrendered to the original material to where all of it's original and it's going to be their stuff. I feel like, okay, they're going to have time and they're going to have the greatness of starting from episode 1 into episode 10 or whatever to really tell their own story without the interruption of OG storylines or OG storytelling. They have their own stuff. And it really showed, and the symbolism, the theme, the storytelling of, Nora's mental illness and her stuff with her mother who's an alcoholic, and with her love story with Josh and her friend group, her new friend group, I think was just so amazing. And they made, and I think downsizing the girl squad to 4 girls, the original girl squad is like 5 girls, but I think downsizing it to 4 girls really gives you better introspection into each character. And I can just, Fatu is this character. Oh, Ava's this, and Milan is this, and Nora's this. Like, you really get a sense of their characters, and you're like, oh, I can't wait to see a season on her. And to having, 2 black characters, 2 black girls in the front group, I think is great. Having different body types, I think is great. And the fact that, the 2 white friends, Nora and Milan, recognize how they're all different, obviously. And they accept that, and they have their falling outs, they have their fights or whatever, but they always come back. And just the way that they're written, I think is just so great. And I hope with Druck, it continues throughout the next few seasons with these characters, or even of the other characters who we might have a season on. But I just think the season was fantastic. It was a really great surprise of actually having a great original Scam season. because so far they've really disappointed me, especially the Belgian remake, which, yeah. Anyway, that Jesus. But anyway, I really enjoyed this season. I really love how they've, really went deep in her mental illness, and they low key did make an Evans season. People have been saying that they literally used a minute by minute, speech for Nora and Josh, and I think it didn't feel ham-fisted, it didn't feel cheesy, it didn't feel like, oh, of course. It felt natural, and that's how I love this season. It felt natural, it felt relaxing, and it felt like Druck is really getting into his groove now. Not that it wasn't before, but I feel like they feel more confident than they did before, now that they get to do original seasons. So what are your thoughts on these two seasons? Which one was your favorite? Are you looking forward to more Druck? Who do you think the next season will be about? Bye, YouTube.